Dr. Demento Show, hello!
Hi, this is James McClure calling from Houston, Texas, where I listen to you on Classic Rock 1070 AM. I was driving around earlier today and just thought I'd really like to hear Driving School Instructor by Bob Newhart, if you could get it on.
As I said, there was a thing in the paper tonight about documentaries, and I've had an idea for a long time for what I think is a wonderful documentary, which has everything. For instance, you go to work, you come home at night, and you never really think about it. It's mechanical, it's routine. But there are a group of men who every day, when they go to work, never know if that night they'll return, because they face death in 100 different ways. And I'm talking about America's driving instructors. And I'd like to present the first episode in the new TV series called The Driving Instructor. Now, I'd like to have you picture, if you would, this is a car. I'm the driving instructor, and seated next to me is
Dr. Demento Show, hello!
Hi, this is James McClure calling from Houston, Texas, where I listen to you on Classic Rock 1070 AM. I was driving around earlier today and just thought I'd really like to hear Driving School Instructor by Bob Newhart, if you could get it on.
As I said, there was a thing in the paper tonight about documentaries, and I've had an idea for a long time for what I think is a wonderful documentary, which has everything. For instance, you go to work, you come home at night, and you never really think about it. It's mechanical, it's routine. But there are a group of men who every day, when they go to work, never know if that night they'll return, because they face death in 100 different ways. And I'm talking about America's driving instructors. And I'd like to present the first episode in the new TV series called The Driving Instructor. Now, I'd like to have you picture, if you would, this is a car. I'm the driving instructor, and seated next to me is a woman driver. How do you do? You're Mrs. Webb, is that right? Oh, I see you've had one lesson already. Who is the instructor on that, Mrs. Webb? Mr. Adam. I'm sorry, here it is, Mr. Adams. Just let me read ahead and kind of familiarize myself with the case. How fast were you going when Mr. Adams jumped from the car? 75? And where was that? In your driveway. How far had Mr. Adams gotten in the lesson? Backing out. I see, you were backing out at 75, and that's when he jumped. Did he cover starting the car? And the other way of stopping? What's the other way of stopping? Throwing it in reverse. That's right. Oh, that would do it. You're right. That would do it. All right. You want to start the car? Mrs. Webb, you just turn on the lights. You want to start the car? They all look alike, don't they? I don't know why they design them that way. All right, let's pull out into traffic. Now, what's the first thing we're going to do before we pull out into traffic? What did Mr. Adams do before he let you pull out into traffic? Well, I mean, besides praying, let's say. No, what I had in mind was checking the rear view mirror. You see, we always want to check the rear view. Don't pull out! Please don't cry. I'm sorry. But there was this bus, Mrs. Webb. All right, the lane is clear now. You want to pull out? Oh, no, that wasn't bad at all. You might try it a little slower next time. All right, let's get up a bit more speed and gradually ease it into second. Well, I didn't want to cover reverse this early, but as long as you've shifted into it, of course you're nervous. I'm nervous. I'm not just saying that. I'm really very nervous. Well, just don't pay any attention to their honking. You're doing fine. You're not blocking anyone's lane. No, as long as you're here on the safety island, you're not blocking anyone's lane. All right, you want to start the car? While you're turning the lights off, why don't you turn off the heater? All right, there we are. Let's get up a bit of speed. That's the way. Now let's practice some turns. The important thing on turns is not to make them too sharp. Just kind of make a gradual. Oh, now that was fine. That was a wonderful turn. It's hard for me to believe you only had 2 lessons after you make a turn like that. Are you sure you haven't had more now? Well, I find that very difficult to believe. One little thing, this is a one-way street. Well, no, actually it was partially my fault, you see, but you were in the left-hand lane and you were signaling left, and I just more or less assumed you were going to turn left. Same to you, fella. No, I don't know what he said, Mrs. Webb. All right, let's pull into the alley up there and practice a little alley driving. This is something a lot of the schools leave out that we think is pretty. You're going too fast, Mrs. Webb. You're up around 60, and it's kind of a sharp turn there. All right, let's just drive down the alley. That's the way. Mrs. Webb, maybe we better stop here. Well, I don't think you're going to make it between the truck and the building. Mrs. Webb? Mrs. Webb, I don't think you're going to... Mrs. Webb! I really didn't think you were going to make it. That just shows you we can be wrong, too. No, I'll get out on your side. That's all right. Mrs. Webb, maybe it might be a good idea if we went over to the driving area. They have a student driver area over a few blocks away, and maybe traffic throws you. Maybe that's the problem. Well, turn here on the street, right, and it's only about a block up. All right, turn right here. Well, now, that was my fault again. You see, I meant the next street. Not this man's lawn. Sir? Sir, would you mind turning off the sprinkler for just a minute? Newly seated? Is that right? That's always the way, isn't it? Well, I don't suppose it is so damn funny. All right, Mrs. Webb, you want to back out and get off the man's creeping bend, is that right? Yeah, just back out, Mrs. Webb. Thank you very much, sir, for... Oh, now we hit someone, Mrs. Webb. Remember, you're going to watch the rear view mirror. Remember, we covered that. The red light blinded you. The flashing red light blinded you. The flashing red light on the car you hit blinded you. Yes, officer, she was just telling me about it. All right. Mrs. Webb, I'm going to have to go with the officer to the police station. They don't believe it, and they'd like me to describe it. And now the other officer is going to get in the car, and he's going to drive you back to the driving school, and then you're to meet us at the police station. My name is Frank Dexter. Why do you ask? You want to be sure and get me next time?
Bob Newhart with the driving instructor on the Dr. Demento Show.
30 seconds ago, I was listening to tapes with my boyfriend, Eddie. Then he gave me a new grape Zertz candy. Suddenly, I'm about to go on stage to play drums with my favorite group. I never tasted grape like this before and can't wait to try new fruit punch. Imagine, Retzin and 2 new flavors to sweeten your breath. Gotta go. Can't keep the crowd waiting.
Zertz Candies and new grape and new fruit punch. Nothing's ever the same after you taste one.
The first records that were ever made were quite small and only played for a few seconds. Eventually, people found the advantages in making bigger records that played for, 3-4 minutes, something like that. But in recent years, a few very demented artists have rediscovered the joys of short pieces of music and comedy. We'll hear a whole bunch of them next on the Dr. Demento Show. I'm sure you've heard a lot of people talk on the radio about how much music they play. Well, in the next 40 minutes or so, I'm going to play you 35 records, all of them complete. Of course, there's a catch. These are all very short pieces, miniatures, if you will, like this one.
DJs keep complaining, tunes run much too long. So I've gone and wrote myself a 26-second song.
Shel Silverstein. He's the master of the miniature. He's recorded dozens of little short pieces. We'll keep coming back to him now and then. But we've got somebody else who's got that 26-second song all beat to heck. And that's it. Barry and the Bookbinders with this song on the Dr. Demento Show. Some very celebrated artists and groups have done miniatures. Here are some samples, starting with the Monkees.
Peter Ursula Patterson had a pig named Porky. This pig named Porky loved pie. He loved pizza pie, pumpkin pie, pineapple pie, pizza pie, minced tarts. And Peter Ursula Patterson's pig Porky loved pie for breakfast, pie for lunch, pie in the afternoon, and pie before he went to bed. Peter Ursula Patterson's pig Porky ate so much pie that, do you know what he did? He popped.
Her Majesty's a pretty nice girl, but she doesn't have a lot to say. Her Majesty's a pretty nice girl, but she changes from day to day. I want to tell her that I love her a lot, but I gotta get a belly full of wine. Her Majesty's a pretty nice girl, someday I'm gonna make her mine, oh yeah, someday I'm gonna make her mine. I'll sing you a song of Spiro Agnew and all the things he's done.
That pregnant pause at the end is a pretty heavy political commentary for John Denver, who did that ballad of Spiro Agnew on his album Rhymes and Reasons in 1969. That album also has a ballad of Richard Nixon, which is 2 seconds of dead silence. Tom Paxton wrote that song. We had the Beatles from Abbey Road and the Monkees from Pisces, Aquarius, Capricorn, and Jones Limited in 1967 featuring Peter Tork. Shel Silverstein did another one that's got a pregnant pause at the end, kind of like John Denver's Spiro Agnew song.
Oh, the slithery D has crawled out of the sea. He may catch all the others, but he won't catch me. No, you won't catch me, old slithery D. You may catch all the others, but you won't.
Someone saw a strange amount of moisture on her lips, and it was also seen upon her arms and on her hips. Exactly who she was or how she died,
Residents on the Dr. Demento Show. That's from the Residents commercial album, which consists of 40 pieces, each exactly 60 seconds long. It's one of the cornerstones of the history of musical miniatures. There's another album of musical miniatures that's even more colorful and much harder to find. It's a British album called simply Miniatures, released in 1980 on the Pipe Records label in the UK, compiled by Morgan Fisher. It contains one cut each by 51 different artists, each cut a minute or less in length. For example, here's Andy Partridge, a member of the well-known British band XTC, with a 20-second history of rock and roll.
So, let's briefly summarize what we know, shall we? The 50s, the 60s, the 70s, and finally, the 80s. Thank you, and good night.
You're welcome, Andy. Two more now from the Miniatures album. The first one features Martin Chambers, the drummer for the Pretenders, recorded at a tea break during the sessions for the Pretenders' first album. He's talking about birds. And then Neil Innes of Monty Python and Ruddles and Bonzo Dog fame, and his young son performing a very well-known hard rock favorite. First, Martin Chambers.
Now, there's a bird called the swift. It's a very enjoyable creature. Eats flies. And it can sleep on the wing. Amazing, man. Sleeps on the wing. And it can fly like at different angles because it's when it, what I'm trying to tell you is like the wings beat at different speeds. And when the wings beat at different speeds, they, go different directions somehow. It's got a wingspan about 7, 8, 12 inches. Somewhere near. In the nest, they have little funny things which catch onto the backs of them. Now, they're called parasites. They've got 6 legs and they look very ugly. They ruin the life of the swift. The swift is capable of flying at least 80 miles an hour. In a dive, it'll probably get up to 120. I've had enough. I want a drink.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Come on.
Look Out Slade and Quiet Riot, too. That's Neil Innes and Son on the Dr. Demento Show. The last 3 cuts from the 1980 British import album Miniatures. Now some all-American miniatures, starting with Mason Williams and one of his famous Them Poems.
How about them dough kickers? Ain't they crumbs? Kicking them doggies in they buns. Kicking them Afghans, kicking them mutts. Kicking them puppy dogs, poor little butts. Look at them dog kickers, ain't they cute? Some use a shower shoe, some use a boot. Them dadgum dog kickers, ain't they mean? Run around and kicking every dog what's seen. How to be a dog kicker, don't need a ticket. Find an old dog, haul up and kick it.
Evelyn, a modified dog, viewed the quivering fringe of a special doily, draped across the piano with some surprise. In the darkened room where the chairs dismayed and the horrible curtains muffled the rain, she could hardly believe her eyes. A curious breeze, a garlic breath which sounded like a snore, somewhere near the Steinway or even from within, had caused the doily fringe to waft and tremble in the gloom. Evelyn, a dog, having undergone further modification, pondered the significance of short person behavior in pedal depressed, panchromatic resonance, and other highly ambient domains. Arf, she said.
Hey, babe, you wanna boogie? Boogie, woogie, woogie with me. Hey, babe, you wanna boogie? Boogie, woogie, woogie with me. We can boogie over here, we can boogie over there. Come on, babe, we can boogie everywhere. Hey, babe, you wanna boogie? Boogie, woogie, woogie with me. Hey, babe, you wanna boogie? Boogie, woogie, woogie with me. Hey, babe, you wanna boogie? Boogie, woogie, woogie with me. We can boogie in the house, we can boogie in the yard. Come on, baby, it ain't very hard. Hey, babe, you wanna boogie? A boogie, woogie, woogie with me. Hey, babe, you wanna boogie? A boogie, woogie, woogie with me. Hey, babe, you wanna boogie? A boogie, woogie, woogie with me. We can boogie in the living room, boogie in the den. Come on, baby, let's do it all again. Hey, babe, you wanna boogie? A boogie, woogie, woogie with me. Boogie, woogie, woogie with me.
More short songs on the Dr. Demento Show. That last one is on the long side for a miniature at 1 minute 12 seconds, but it really makes the maximum out of the minimum and is a classic of the genre, no doubt about it. John Hartford from the Aeroplane album and Boogie, Crazy Rick's Psychedelic Flea Band with Stars and Stripes Forever, Frank Zappa with Evelyn, a Modified Dog, and Mason Williams with them Dog Kickers. These are the Beat Farmers.
I was walking down the street on a sunny day. Hubba, 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 hubba. A feeling in my bones says I have my way. Hubba, 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 hubba. Oh, I'm a happy boy. Oh, I'm a happy boy. Oh, ain't it good when things are going your way? Hey, hey. My little dog Spot got hit by a car. Hubba, 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 hubba. Put his guts in a box and put him in a drawer. Hubba, 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 hubba. Oh, I'm a happy boy. Oh, I'm a happy boy. Oh, ain't it good when things are going your way? Hey, hey. I forgot all about it for a month and a half. Hubba, 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 hubba. I looked in the drawer and started to laugh. Hubba, 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 hubba. 'Cause I'm a happy boy. Oh, I'm a happy boy. Oh, ain't it good when things are going your way? Hey, hey.
Happy Boy, the Beat Farmers on the Dr. Demento Show.
And now, important medical information from Rolaids. A new research survey has revealed that doctors prefer the relief formula in Rolaids over the formula in Tums. Laboratory studies show that Rolaids antacid medicine consumes all the acid required to give millions 100% relief. And then Rolaids keeps on working to help keep your stomach trouble-free. To treat the pain and burn of excess acid with serious medicine, remember today's news. Doctors prefer the relief formula in Rolaids over the formula in Tums. Use only as directed.
We're celebrating some of the shortest best songs around on the Dr. Demento Show. Got lots more coming up, including the shortest single ever to make the Billboard Hot 100. Yours on the Westwood One Radio Network.